It's different when you think about the scale of this event.
I literally remember being in this corner with my dad talking to the FIFA officials in 1990.
It's really not about the size of the city, it's about the size of the heart.
The owner of Sporting Kansas City has worked overtime for the past 10 years to ensure Kansas City landed the World Cup and hosted it in style.
So Cliff Illig sat down with Malik Jackson for an exclusive conversation about his vision and what it took to achieve it. This is part 2 of our World Cup Owners series with the leaders who were instrumental in bringing the World Cup here.
For the pieces had come together that we felt like we really had a shot and that we would have the opportunity to not only make a bid, but actually represent the middle of the country.
Was there ever a moment where you felt Kansas City was not going to get selected?
Until that day down at Power and Light where the host city bids were actually announced. I was there with Clark Hunt and a number of other people for that. We were just incredibly surprised.
Cliff Illig, for more than a decade, has worked harder than anyone to not just make sure Kansas City got the World Cup, but that if we did, we executed it on a high level.
We had no idea. So it was that moment that really brought it all together. It was a moment of joy. It was a moment of recognizing that all that hard work actually paid off.
That work spanned years and hundreds of millions of dollars. How much of the soccer infrastructure played a role in securing the bid?
I think it was huge. We've spent somewhere around, all of us in Kansas City have spent somewhere around $650, $700 million over the last 15, 18 years on soccer infrastructure. We made that a big part of the way we presented Kansas City for the bid. It's a big part of our claim to the label of soccer capital of America. And
is it real? Are we the capital soccer
I
capital
believe
of
we
America?
are. I believe we are. And the infrastructure is a big piece of that.
Sporting Kansas City is transforming its practice facility into Argentina's base camp. Its stadium, Children's Mercy Park, will host visiting World Cup teams for practice. Did you ever envision when you were putting those facilities together, when you were road mapping what they would look like for your team, that one day it would host Argentina as a base camp?
No, I can honestly say that we did not go that far with our vision. But at the same time, we've always believed that what we want to do needs to be world class.
In the end, it was more than infrastructure that won Kansas City its spot on the world stage. What do you think it was that ultimately convinced FIFA that Kansas City could not only take something this massive and wrangle it and nail it, but also that we could here believe that we could do this? What was that convincing factor for this global enterprise?
Well, during one of the visits that FIFA made here, there was a press conference, and one of the press media people asked the question, well, does Kansas City as a little city have any chance at this? And the guy that was running the evaluation for FIFA said, it's really not about the size of the city, it's about the size of the heart of the city.
At a time where concern is aplenty about if this event will deliver, from numbers from flights and hotels not matching what some expected, the man with this decade-long plan says, don't worry.
We're going to see a significant return on the event, even if we don't hit a 600 or 650,000 visitor number. I think all games here will be sold out.
This will be a successful event.
It will be a successful event.
So I like this. You put all this work in, you know, I know it's a team, but you put all this work into getting the World Cup here. And you said you're going to every game.
Yeah, I'm going to every game.
There we go. And so this possibility, let's talk about it, of Ronaldo versus Messi in Arrowhead, which, as you said, could be both of their last World Cups, maybe a more watched game than the final.
Well, as the bracket works out, Portugal and Argentina could play in the quarterfinal here in Kansas City. Both Ronaldo and Messi have been in, this will be their 5th World Cup, so there's a chance this will be their last World Cup. They could be on the field together, and I would say on a global basis, that may be a game that drives more broadcast interest than the final.
Some people would say you're jinxing it. I would just say that you're predicting it's going to happen.
Count on that. I really look forward to them being on the field together.
I do too, at Arrowhead.
At Arrowhead.
In the quarterfinal.
In the quarterfinal.
I'll see you there.
Okay.
When the final whistle blows on the pitch at Arrowhead, Cliff knows what the man who's worked for this, he knows what he wants to feel.
I'm wanting this to project a very strong sense of pride in who we are in the Midwest, how we do things, and that we have every right and opportunity to be a global destination. I'm very hopeful that the pride index for the people in this region goes up fairly significantly as a result of the World Cup being here.
Well, in a few weeks, we will indeed be a global destination.
Malik, this has been a pleasure.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Fingers crossed that we get that epic quarterfinal match. What a day that would be here in Kansas City. We thank Mr. Illig for his time. Next up, we hear from the chairman and CEO of the Kansas City Chiefs, Clark Hunt, and we are thrilled to bring you that. Here at Sporting Park, I'm Malik Jackson, Fox 4, always working for you.